What's up, guys? I'm gonna be talking to you all about a song that was important to me in my life and had meaning at a certain point. And this happened last year in March. Um, so the song that was really meaningful to me was "Maze" by Juice WRLD. In this song, Juice WRLD talks about how he feels like he's stuck in a maze and how he's taking drugs to numb his pain and losing his mind without them. Many people assume that the Death Race for Love album that Juice WRLD made is like just emo rap. But if you take the time to listen to each song closely, you'll start to see that there's meaning behind each song. And Juice WRLD is just expressing a lot of emotions in his music. Writing in the article Juice WRLD Death Race for Love, Thomas Hobb complains that it's obvious Juice WRLD still needs time to grow further as a lyricist with his metaphors, sometimes a little ham-fisted in their delivery. For example, on Maze, he talks about taking a deposit out of the bank of life in a way that's more than a little cringeworthy. His falsetto can also sometimes sound a little whiny, especially when the backing music is light and airy. That's on page 2. In other words, Hobbs believes that Juice WRLD needs metaphors to not sound so whiny. Also, if Juice WRLD works on this, he will become a better rapper and not be considered an emo rapper. In my own opinion, I agree with what Thomas has to say about Juice WRLD. I also think that he needs to not sound so whiny in his music. If he just changes it a little bit, then his music might become a little bit more popular. Although Hobbs also states that since breaking through with Sting sampling hit single Lucid Dreams, last year the Chicago rapper angst-ridden teens' anthems have resonated strongly with the public, as well as peers such as Future. Juice WRLD, aka Gerard Higgins, makes songs that stick. His vocals capture what it feels like to be young and in pain and feeling a sense of indifferences towards authority figures. Basically, Hobbs is saying that although his music may be whiny, at the same time his vocals capture what it's like to be in pain and can relate to a lot of teens. I agree with this statement as well. Even though I wasn't in pain when his album was released, I was still able to connect with Juice WRLD's music, and it made me feel better about my situation that happened. Another person I quoted from was Anthony Fantano, aka The Needle Drop. So The Needle Drop also agrees with what Thomas had to say about the emo rap genre that Juice WRLD was getting placed into when he talks about in his YouTube video that he had about Juice WRLD's album that kind of I related to. Needle Drop said, as long as the audiences continue to demand this stuff, this sound and style, and he's talking about emo rap, are probably not going anywhere anytime soon. Basically, his point is that as long as people are demanding this emo rap genre, Juice WRLD will still have a crowd to give music to. When referencing the song Maze, the Needle Drop states, the song Maze off this record literally sounds like Juice WRLD is copying over the entire Lucid Dreams formula onto this track, changing the beat, changing the sound maybe just a little bit, altering the flow very slightly, and whipping the melody up. Basically, just recycling a lot of these used ideas and hoping to get another go around at them. The essence of that argument is that there's no creativity when it comes to making some of his new songs. I agree with that just a little bit, but with the no creativity part, after going back and listening to some of his older songs, I started to realize that Juice WRLD sort of kind of just reused everything that he did but in the end, like I still enjoyed the music, so I guess it really didn't matter. Um, the reason why the song Maze was important to me though is because early in March last year, when this song was released, my sister got into a really bad accident, and I just got really depressed with the whole situation that was going on, and I really didn't know what to do with myself. And then because of it, I kind of almost turned to like alcohol and all that, just to kind of forget about things. But on the car ride home from where all this stuff happened at, like, cause I was gonna go somewhere to like kind of forget about things, and when I was listening to that song, kind of made me like chill out and like not sort of what's the word I'm looking for, like not really freak out about it, just kind of chill out and not want to like go drink and all that. So I'm kind of glad that song played, but so that way you guys kind of know like what happened to make me feel depressed and like kind of feel like shit. Basically, my sister had a bad accident when playing soccer, and she hit her head on the ground, and she started having seizures, and she was having like seizures nonstop for like 45 minutes, and it got to the point where she had to go to the hospital because it wouldn't stop. And we've never had this happen before, so like my family's freaking out too. So she had to go to the hospital in Crown Point, and she was there for about maybe 4 hours, and like she was still nonstop like having seizures and whatnot, and it got so bad for some reason that she just went paralyzed on her whole left side of her body. So the doctors in Crown Point were like, yo, you need to take her to Chicago. So my sister got airlifted there, and at that point I couldn't go with because I was still in school. So like I was just getting really depressed and all that, and like I thought my sister was just gonna be like stay paralyzed and whatnot. So I was just dealing with that, and I was just really sad. And then the song started playing, and I started feeling somewhat better because the song is talking about like being kind of stuck and just being in a maze, and kind of top things off with the whole being stuck in a maze part. I had to decide literally that night which college I was going to for soccer to play, and I was gonna go to Pennsylvania and play there in D1 level, but because of what was happening with my sister, I was like, I don't know, like my parents, I feel like they would actually like need me to stay at home, so I chose to just go to IU Northwest. So kind of, I don't know, this song just made me feel at ease with everything that was going on and not just like freak out. So I just jammed out to Maze for a bit. So yeah, that's kind of why Maze is important to me just a little bit. Really just made me feel good about myself and not spaz out with my sister and soccer and all that. So thanks for listening. Yeah.